again. Werther is favourite. To the roar of the crowd, racing. Perfect start, although Blonde Me got squeezed out shortly after. Neorealism jumped well, as did Time Warp, and Deauville's punching through. Garlingari wider out, along with Smart Layer as they head out of the stretch from Robin of Navan, who's quite handy to the pace. Then War Decree. Werther's going to settle third and fourth last nearer the rail. From Blonde Me and Poet's Word back to third last. He's caught a touch deep at the moment. Stefanos kicking through nearer the inside, and Secret Weapon is going to drop to last. Time Warp heading towards the 1400 metres, finds the lead. He's running along at his own leisure. 2 lengths on Smart Layer second. On the outside of Neorealism, he won't settle. Garlingari's got into a lovely spot. 1 out, 1 back on the outside of Deauville. 2 back to Robin of Navan on the outside of Werther. A length away, War Decree. 3/4 then to Stefanos. Poet's Word is caught 3 deep on the outside of Blonde Me, and Secret Weapon is at the tail end of the field, 8 lengths from the leader. They're at the halfway point, and Time Warp bowling along. Leads by 2 lengths. Smart Layer second on the outside of Neorealism. 2 back, Garlingari's had a lovely run. Likewise, Deauville the rail. Then a length to Robin of Navan as they quicken up down the side. Werther's punching through nearer the inside. 6 off the lead. War Decree, Stefanos. Poet's Word, third last from Secret Weapon. And Blonde Me has it all to do. 600 metres out in the cup. And Time Warp's been left alone. Smart Layer within a half now. Neorealism awaits the run. Garlingari goes, as does Robin of Navan. Werther gets to the outside. Time Warp. Purton asks him for something now. He sprints sharply. Neorealism going into second. Werther a wider out. Then Robin of Navan and Smart Layer from the back, Stefanos. But Time Warp kept ticking. 2 clear from Werther. Then Neorealism. Time Warp full of running in the cup. Werther won't get him. And Time Warp, what a brilliant front-running exhibition, wins the cup from Werther and Neorealism. Stefanos was fourth, and then Smart Layer, Poet's Word, Secret Weapon, Robin of Navan, War Decree and Garlingari. Deauville looked to have every chance. Blonde Me's at the tail. Time Warp from Werther and Neorealism. Zac Purton, the only international that had eluded him until today. Unstoppable, Time Warp. Tony Cruz has had a marvellous day. Werther clearly best of the rest over Neorealism and Stefanos. Japan a third and fourth, but it's 3 wins for Hong Kong this afternoon on International Day. Time Warp, the 4-year-old by Archipenko, who himself won a big race here at Sha Tin. Time Warp
with Werther from their previous meeting. Here's Zac Purton with Andrew Lejeune.
Thanks, John. It's a nice pick-up ride there for you, Zac. Did you see another horse the whole way around?
There were a couple behind the gates and pulling up. I don't know what happened in between.
It's just a dream to ride, is he? Get out in front, just let him roll.
Yeah, he is. He's got a high cruising speed, and obviously he can kick off that, so when nothing attacks him, you've seen how good he is today.
And that's the missing part of the puzzle for you as well, the fourth of the big ones.
Yeah, the jigsaw's complete, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Congratulations, well done.
Yeah, great stuff from Zac Purton. He's given this a lovely ride from the front, just slowed it down initially, but then speeded it up on a sort of incremental way as they went down the far side there, and it was a fantastic performance. 9, 4, 2 and 5 there, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and Paul, the dividends.
Yeah, $40.50, was backed in a little bit late, $14.50 a place, $12.50 for second, and $20 for Neorealism for third. The Quinella 4 and 9 returns $44.50, the Trio 2, 4 and 9, $79, and the Tess 9, 4 and 2, $484. The QP's quickly $21.50, $54 and $35. And what a great ride there from Zac Purton.
We saw a great front-running performance here a couple of years ago from Aishin Hikari, and that wasn't too far away.
Yeah, and I thought the really catching part of the performance was the way he quickened to the top of the straight.
Yeah.
I mean, he just found another gear, sign of a really top horse.
Yeah, well, of course, he racked up that sequence in the UK before coming here, Jenny. Took a little while to get going, but then he got a sequence going here too, and he's obviously of the very highest class.
Oh, no doubt about it. He looked really good when he did that overseas, and I think it was 5 or 6 of them together before he got here as well. He won, and he's just been going in great style here for quite some time this campaign. Of course, Werther beat him last time, but he turned it around on him there. And of course, he's a horse that can go forward, so he's always out of trouble.
Yep.
I thought Zac was just fantastic. He just absolutely controlled that race.
Yeah, and a little word as well for Alvin Ung, of course, had a lot of success with this horse earlier on when he was in his early stages of his Hong Kong career. He got on very well with him too.
Yeah, certainly did, no doubt about it. He won a few races with him as well. Tony Cruz presented him looking superb, 1,239 pounds he weighed today. It was exactly the same as he was last time. He was able to just be in front and control, and Tony's had a fantastic day as well. It's a treble for him.
And of course, as the guide told us, Tony Cruz, the only man to have ridden the winner of this race and trained it too, and he's now trained another one.
Well, it's always great to see Tony's name on the honours board. I had the pleasure to actually call him winning his first race as an apprentice back in the 70s, and he actually rode against his father a couple of times, the late Johnny Cruz. So it's always a real Hong Kong win.
Wonderful, great stuff, great to see, and great to see Zac Purton. You had a fantastic 2016 HKIR with 2 wins on the card, and as Andrew mentioned there, and as Zac confirmed, he's now got the full set of all 4 victories.
Yeah, well done to Zac. He's been in great form. And just back to Tony Cruz, of course, he's an absolute legend here. Jim, you would have seen him over the years, I mean, as a rider and as a trainer, of course, of the mighty Silent Witness as well.
Yeah, no, he's been an absolute legend, both as jockey and trainer, and also at the end of his riding days, or towards the end of his riding days, he went to Europe to get that experience. I think in the back of his mind, he always wanted to be a trainer.
Yep.
And he went there and rode a couple of really big winners in France, and also won a Champion Stakes at Newmarket. So a top-class, world-class rider, and now a world-class trainer.
I know Tony quite well. If you're out for dinner with him, he's always happy to talk about when he rode in France. So you'll get some good stories from him.
Yeah, no, it was very different to Hong Kong, I'm sure.
Yep, I can remember Triptyque when I was a punter in short trousers many years ago. I had a great association with that particular horse, and well, Zac Purton's never ridden this fella before, Time Warp, but it's all worked out well, and it was a really terrific ride, has to be said. He's controlled it from the front. We talk about horses being rated well. That was an example par excellence. Yeah,
it was indeed. And we also should mention Sir Mark Prescott. You were saying off camera that he was the former trainer of this horse. Sir Mark's in town this week. He was the guest speaker of the Carbine Club here on Friday. And also, he was responsible for another Hong Kong champion in Viva Pataka, who raced his comic strip in the UK. So, as he did say to me once, it's not usually his habit. He likes to